Hey up! I'm the Yorkshire Time Lord, and these are my thoughts on the Doctor Who Neil Patrick Harris casting announcement. Okay, so in case you've somehow missed it, last Sunday there was a hugely exciting announcement, and that's that Neil Patrick Harris will be appearing in a 60th anniversary special. And this is so very exciting because he's such a big film star. He's been in some of the biggest film franchises around. A few examples including The Smurfs, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, and Disney Pixar's The Good Dinosaur. Yes, that's right. He's even been a voice in a Pixar movie. That is crazy. And it reminds me a lot of when Sir John Hurt was cast in the 50th anniversary special of Doctor Who as the War Doctor. That was also, pretty big casting for the show, given that he was also a major film star. Now, in this case, I don't think Neil Patrick Harris is playing a forgotten or unseen Doctor like John Hurt, just because in the Instagram post, Russell T Davies said that he's playing the Doctor's greatest enemy. So, yeah, keyword enemy. And I also think it would be a little soon after Joe Martin's Doctor. It would start to get a bit predictable if they did another one. But I suppose you never know. It just seems kind of unlikely. But it's the greatest enemy wording that's the most interesting here. And one of the most popular theories doing the rounds online I've seen is the idea that he's playing a character called the Celestial Toymaker, who basically appeared in the 60s serial The Celestial Toymaker when William Hartnell was the Doctor. And basically he likes to play with toys and games when he traps people in his domain. Basically he trapped the first Doctor and his companions in his domain and made them play various childhood games. And the Celestial Toymaker was a character who was speculated to appear in the 60th anniversary special for quite a while. So it does seem quite likely that Neil Patrick Harris could be playing the Celestial Toymaker, especially when you look at pictures from the set. There was a picture of a shop exterior called Mr. Emporium, and basically it was like a toy shop exterior, the Celestial Toymaker. And there's pictures from inside the shop as well. And one of the signs says Toymaker of the Year. Toymaker of the Year. Obvious link there to a Celestial Toymaker. So that does suggest it could be the Toymaker. And then there's a fact as well that the original plan in the 60s was to use the Toymaker to write out William Hartnell's Doctor. So they were going to have the Celestial Toymaker change the Doctor's appearance. So it could be possible that Russell T Davies could be revisiting that idea, and it could be that the Celestial Toymaker is the person responsible for changing the Doctor to look like David Tennant's Doctor, and that's why he looks like a previous incarnation. Maybe he's teasing the Doctor, and he's using that face as a face of someone who the Doctor enjoyed being. That's a very, very real possibility. Now, the Celestial Toymaker hasn't been seen in the TV series since the 60s serial, but John Nathan Turner did plan to bring him back in a story called A Nightmare Fair in the 80s, which would have starred Colin Baker's Doctor and Nicola Bryant as Perry, and it was going to take place at Blackpool's Pleasure Beach. So there have been plans to bring the Celestial Toymaker back before, so it's definitely possible that Russell T Davies could have seen those plans as a fan and thought, let's bring back the Celestial Toymaker. It would be really, really cool to see him back, and it's a character that holds so much potential. I would definitely like to see him return. There have been a few other theories as well. Another one is the idea that Neil Patrick Harris is playing a character called the Master of the Land of Fiction. He appeared in the 60s serial The Mind Robber, and he basically trapped Patrick Troughton's Doctor and his companions at the time in the realm known as the Land of Fiction. Now, he is very similar to a celestial toy maker, the key difference being that rather than playing with childhood toys and games, he likes to play with fictional characters. So in the Mind Robber, he brought this fictional superhero from a Doctor Who universe called the Carcass into his realm, and also a character called Gulliver as well, quite a well-known kids character. So, that is a possibility as well. There was actually, from people that were on the set of the 60th, they reported hearing Catherine Tate as Donna Noble saying something about only being an image. So it could be that the master of a land of fiction has created a fictional version of Donna Noble, and that would explain how she can remember the Doctor, how she's able to travel with the Doctor without her memories causing her to die, and how she's able to see the Doctor without her life coming to an end. That would be a good way to explain Donna's memories having returned, if she's a fictional creation of a master of a land made to taunt the Doctor. And then another thing that lends credibility to it being the master of a land is the fact that Neil Patrick Harris was shown wearing similar clothing to a poster spotted on set for a circus. So there was a poster on the set that showed a magician pulling a rabbit out of a hat. And a few people think that rabbit could be Beep the Meep, which could explain how Beep the Meep appears in the 60th anniversary. Perhaps Beep the Meep is a fictional comic creation in the TV Doctor Who universe, a bit similar to how Beep the Meep is a comic character in our universe. So maybe Beep the Meep isn't actually a real entity in the TV Doctor Who universe, but a character from comic pages. That would be a really cool way to bring in Beep the Meep and the Wrath Warriors, and that could give a good explanation for how Beep the Meep and the Wrath Warriors are able to appear in a 60th anniversary special. Lastly, the final theory I've seen is the idea that he could be playing the Master. Now, normally I would think that's the most likely explanation. The Master is generally considered one of the Doctor's greatest enemies, so that would tally with Russell T Davies's Instagram post. But in this case, I don't think it's a Master. I think, just because Sacha the Houndsmaster will be appearing in a centenary special, it would be a little too soon after Sacha the Houndsmaster's last appearance. So it would be a little bit predictable for it to be the Master again. I think audiences would be able to predict that, so I think it's a bit too predictable. So I don't think it will be the Master. I think out of all the theories, the one that seems the most likely to me is definitely the Celestial Toy Maker, just because there's the photo of a shop exterior, there's a sign that says Toy Maker of the Year, there's the Instagram post that says it's the greatest enemy of the Doctor, and he's a hugely powerful enemy. So it does all kind of make sense for it to be the Celestial Toy Maker, and it would explain why David Tennant's Doctor is dressed differently to when he played the Doctor before, and why he now looks like David Tennant's Doctor again. So yeah, I'm thinking the Celestial Toy Maker. I think that's who he'll be playing, but it's definitely possible it could be the Master of the Land of Fiction as well. Anyway, who do you think Neil Patrick Harris is playing? And are you excited by his casting in a show? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you like what you see, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.